Yes, so thank you all for this attending this session with me. So right now we'll be dealing with the chapter of negotiation, which comes under the subject of business communications. So yes, the chapter is negotiation. Now, as far as negotiation is concerned, we come across negotiation in our daily lives, right from yeah, so we come across negotiation right from negotiating with the sabzi wala or the dukandar, or in the among the employees, or in any the organizations while appointments, within the governments of two countries negotiating with each other, governments negotiating for example, Kulbhushan's case, or even negotiation when the terrorist activities are going on or they have hijacked some situation. So basically, negotiation is used in different walks of life and in different ways. Negotiation has also become a profession altogether. And we are talking negotiation in the context of the lawyers and in the context of the legal profession. Okay, so as far as the negotiation is concerned, what is the essence of that? So when we are saying that we are negotiating, so we are coming to some common ground. So when coming to a common ground is concerned, these are certain characteristics which are essential for the negotiation. First is there should be a minimum of two parties. So here there are two parties involved in this process who are essentially in conflict with each other. If everybody is happy, then there's no need of negotiation. So, for example, when there are divorce situation in the husband and wife, they negotiate for alimony or for division of the assets or things like that. So, essentially, when does it start? It starts with some conflict. It starts with two parties having conflict, and then they have predetermined goals which they want to achieve. That they, for example, a husband and wife, they want to separate from each other, and that is their predetermined goal. And when they are separating, they want certain security for their future life, and they want certain settlement of the financial assets which they have both might have invested in, things like that. They want settlement of those finances. So these are the predetermined goals, things these which these have in mind. Okay, they expect certain outcome, then the both parties are willing to compromise. Compromise does not mean uh, giving up something. It means basically that there is some starting point, and the parties are ready to find a middle ground. They are ready to modify their first place, modify their position, and come to some common ground, hit some common ground. तेरी भी नहीं मेरी भी नहीं, कुछ बीच में हम कर लेते हैं. ठीक है. So this is basically negotiation, that there is conflict, they want some things from each other, there are predetermined goals, but at the same time they are ready to discuss, they are ready to negotiate, and they are ready to modify their earlier position and come to some common ground, hit some common ground. Now, as far as the steps of negotiation are concerned, as far as the stages of negotiation are concerned, uh, we can see that there are mainly four stages: preparation, opening, bargain, and closure. As far as preparation is concerned, now if you're a lawyer, now you have to keep in mind that negotiation does not mean that you have to argue that in the court of law. Negotiator, or the person who negotiates, is basically a person who is independent from both parties. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल, दो बच्चों में लड़ाई हो जाती है तो वो किसी दूसरे दोस्त के पास जाते हैं, या फिर किसी के माँ के पास जाते हैं, या फिर किसी तीसरे इंसान के पास जाते हैं, टीचर के पास जाते हैं, जिनको वो बताते हैं, they ask to resolve the conflict. In the same way, negotiator is a person who is not the party essentially, but is not the interested party, but a third party or an impartial or independent person who is not having vested interest. So what will this person do? He'll first gather information. What exactly has happened between these two? What is the information? What exactly facts? What are the facts? What are the demands of each person, each party? Leverage. Leverage मतलब क्या? कि if someone has an upper hand or not, what is the position, who is, so for example, husband and wife, who has paid for what kind of goods, who has paid for what assets, who's paid for which jewelry and things like that. Understand the people involved, what are the people involved, what they have done. The husband has been whimsical, or the wife has been whimsical, or they have been extremely caring. What is the problem really? Rapport. Try to develop a rapport with both the parties, and get the real information out of them, like what they're hiding, what they want, why do they want these things, why do they have ended up in conflict and things like that. Know their objectives, type of negotiation. So here, while preparing, the negotiator does, owing to the nature of this negotiation, they decide that how do they want to negotiate, whether they want to be highly competitive, or they can be, face to face. The negotiation has to be aggressive, or it has to go through some manual. So, for example, Kulbhushan Jadhav's case is involved. Who is the raw agent who was arrested, and now the case is going on in the International Court of Justice. Now here the negotiation has to be carried out extremely delicately. It involves international relations. So how the negotiator has to decide how he's going to approach this particular process. Opening phase is where the parties come together at one place. So, for example, in the case of husband and wife, they come, there is this meeting, first meeting, they come face to face, they express what their grievances are, they express what they want from the other party, and they say that what they are willing to do. For example, landlord and tenant. Yeah, for husband and wife. So husband says that, okay, I'm ready to give you only money and not the house. The wife says that she wants the custody of the child and the house and things like that. So they address the grievances and their goals. Bargaining phase is when they bargain what they can give and what they do not. It is basically the settlement kind of phase. Okay, and there is this closure phase. So whatever is decided in this bargain, whatever bargain has been done, considering all the situations, all the intricacies, that depend on the case to case, the facts and circumstances of each case. Now, depending on that, whatever has been settled, here in this closure phase, this is one final meeting when whatever has been agreed is read out, and it is written down. Basically, it is read out to both the parties, and it's signed. Both the parties sign on that agreement. Okay, so it's like a negotiation, the outcome of the negotiation. Okay, so this is the closure phase, and thus negotiation is extremely important as far as the communication skills are concerned for a lawyer.